Hi Aries, this is Leah with Half Moon Tarot. I will be doing your December 2022 reading. I've already meditated over the cards and asked that spirit bring whatever is necessary for you to hear, for you to know, expect, and be prepared for, okay? So in the meditation, the Six of Swords comes up, followed by the King of Wands, followed by the Ace of Coins, okay, Aries? So in the meditation, a couple of things came up. One is that you guys there's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of thoughts that are being flooded in the month of December. There's a lot of things that are being flooded in the month of December into the mind. And it could, for some Aries, feel like they're going insane. It could make you feel unstable. It could get you very physically exhausted. And the King of Wands comes in and says, this is the time for you to start to take control of the way you receive things, right? So a lot of my Aries could be like, why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm being bombarded. I feel like I don't have control. It is because we've said yes to so many things, so many times over, that we haven't left enough space for ourselves, right? So moving through December, Aries, start to find a way to create space for you. That's where the Ace of Coins comes in. It not only talks about tangible things like money coming in and creative ideas in order to make money, but it also talks about creative ideas in order for you to make space for yourself, giving birth to space for self, okay? So for those Aries that really feel like they're being bombarded, that they're just treading water in life because they're doing so much, which is messing with their mental and having them overthinking, this is the time for you to start to meditate. This is the time for you to start to, and it doesn't have to be a seated meditation. This could be hiking in order to get the thoughts right. This could be mostly being physical with the body so that you can start to release that energy and release those experiences that we're holding on to, not only mentally, but physically as well, okay? For my other Aries, it is talking about moving into a space that you are not familiar with, whether this be in relationships or a physical space where you're moving from city to city or house to house, state to state, whatever it is. You all are moving into a space of not being familiar with the environment, right? So if you're single and you've been single for a while, you're moving into a space of cohabitating with someone, that is new territory for you. Even if you've done it before, you haven't done it in a while, and this is new territory for you. Moving from a city that you grew up in to a city that you really don't know anything about, that's new territory for you. So it could be turbulent in the beginning, Aries. It really could be turbulent in the space of having to move and navigate these new spaces and places and allowing the old you to shed away, right? Because you're no longer single, you are cohabitating with someone. You have to let the single you shed away. Because you are moving from one space to the next, you have to let that old city go. You have to let that old experience go so that you can move into this next space. And that could be turbulent for some, right? Because it makes you feel unstable, like you're not, your foundation has been ripped up. And it has. It really has. And that's okay, because the King of Wands comes in and says, you have the ability to control what you can control, okay? You have the ability of gaining these new experiences, but the experience that brought you into this space of feeling unstable is all the foundation that you need. Stick to your morals, stick to your character, and don't release those things that make you in order to fit into a space, because this is not a space for you to fit into. This is a space for you to influence, okay? All right, Aries, let's see, December 2022, what do we have? Aries 2022. Okay, so the cards that come out are the Two of Cups. Again, the Six of Swords came out, followed by the Knight of Wands, right? And I really haven't dived deep into what I'm looking at, but the immediate thing that comes up is like, Aries, the body is going to influence the mind, okay? So making sure that the physical is intact, making sure that you are getting the energies out of your body, because that is influencing your thoughts. The experiences and the traumas that we're holding on to in the body, that's influencing our thoughts and the words that we speak and how we receive information and how we receive communication and also how we communicate, okay? And the Two of Swords, the Two of Cups, you know, it really, in a roundabout way, yes, it talks about emotions. Yes, it talks about diving deep, but it also talks about flow, okay? The Two of Cups talks about flow, that you can choose which flow you want to go down, but you have to remember that the body and the mind are, for you, Aries, they are intertwined in such a way that yes, the body influences the mind, and also the mind will influence the body. So and it's like a ping pong. As the body is holding on to these traumas and these experiences, it's pinging off of the mind, and the mind is going to repeat those things back to you, repeat those experiences and those traumas back to you, and that is going to affect the body in some type of way, okay? Whether that be through massive weight gain or massive weight loss, or aches and pains in the body, or sprains, or stretched or pulled muscles. There is something there that's pinging back and forth. And the Two of Cups is super duper important, because it says you continue to choose the flow in which the mind and the body go, okay? And on top of that, we also have to recognize the emotions, and the emotions in the body and where they're being caught and tucked under in the body, whether that be in the joints or the muscles or the chakras or whatever it is. Those experiences are influencing your emotions. Those emotions are influencing the flow in which you go through, and that flow or that cycle in which you go through is affecting the body, and the body is ping-ponging off of the mind, and vice versa. Everything is connected in some type of way. So when we have emotional reactions, Aries, we have the opportunity to choose a different flow. We don't always have to choose the flow in which we get that instant gratification, because that instant gratification is ultimately being housed in our bodies as a drug, right? So once we get that instant gratification for the first time, we need it again, and we need it again, and we need it again. And however we can get it is how we're going to get it, whether we are, emotionally vomiting on somebody, right? You're having a hissy fit because you don't get what you want in whatever situation, but that is a flow that we choose to take, and that is going to ping pong off of the body. The body is going to ping pong off of the mind, okay? And back and forth. And if we're in that space where we're having hissy fits in order to get what we want, we are in a state of emotional immaturity, okay? And if we choose to go with a different flow, we will start to become more emotionally mature, more energetically mature, more physically mature. So just be thinking about, which flow do I want to take? Is this going to mature me, or is it going to keep me in that immature state? Okay. Oh, Aries, it's getting personal, okay? So we got the Three of Coins followed by the High Priest, okay? Now, for some of my Aries that is going through this, we have to pinpoint when and where this started. Okay, and the Three of Coins lets me know that some of it started within your childhood, and this is the way you received attention. This is the way you got what you wanted. Okay. On another note, my Three of Coins also speaks to pregnancy, so this all ties into some childhood stuff, right? And it could be that some of my Aries are out there preparing for their first child, man or woman, preparing for their first child, and they're starting to reflect back on how they are in life currently and which flow they can take to in order to become a better, more mature version of themselves in order to prepare for this life that they are bringing into the world. Okay. And like I said, some of us are dealing with childhood traumas and childhood experiences that are clenched in the body. Okay. So now our mind is repeating back what's in the body. This is the only way for you to get what you want. You got to make a scene. You got to do this. You got to do that. Whatever it is, your mind is telling you that this is the only way you're going to be able to move forward. And the mind is lying to you, right? There's other flows that we can take. There's other experiences that we can have in order to be in this matured state. The High Priestess comes in and it talks about maybe there are, there's a few things, right? If we're talking from the mental standpoint, that we want to work on our mental standpoint, then maybe there are people that we need to go talk to, whether that be a counselor or a therapist or a good friend or whatever. We need to start to speak it out so that we can get rid of that stuck energy in the body. Or if we're talking about from the body side, maybe we need to go and indulge in more massages. Maybe we need to go see a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, somebody of that sort, so that they can start this process of having energy flow in a different direction. And when you get those services done, whether you're talking to somebody or you're getting body work done, notice how you feel afterwards. Notice how the mind is at ease afterwards because you released some things. Okay. And that is the introduction to the new flow. When you start to realize how you feel after those services, that is the introduction to the new flow that you can take, that new pathway. The Four of Coins is the last card that comes out. And the Four of Coins really reminds me of the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, the ghost of Christmas future, okay? So what I mean by that is you are really in a space, Aries, where you're currently in the present as much as you can be in the present. Lately, though, you've been jumping forward into the future a lot more than what it is that you should be, and that takes away from your present. Okay, when we're talking about this reading in particular, we need to address the past when we're going into like childhood traumas and experiences that have been locked in the body. We need to quickly visit the past and gain an understanding of it. Not that we have to accept it, but we gain an understanding of it so that we can continue to be in the present. Okay, so we can be more in the present. We can be more conscious and aware so that we can take that alternate flow in order to become a little bit more mature in our emotions and our thought process. Okay. And when it comes to the future has more clarity. Okay, we are a little bit more clear on how we will deal with situations in the future, or how we will show up as our authentic selves in the future and not have to be forced into that. Okay, and forced into that, by what I mean is like, we don't have to be forced into causing a scene in order to get what we want. We know that what we want is going to find us. You know, we don't have to sabotage it in any type of way. Okay. So Aries, just remember that the mind and the body are ping-ponging off of each other. And when you start to have those thoughts that maybe you're not good enough, or maybe, you know, something about the way you communicate, something about the way the body looks, something about the way you are doing the work that you're doing. When you start to have those thoughts, just know that there are experiences that are caught in the body, that are experiences that are caught in the mind, that we have to go release. So whether you got to go to the gym, like I said, go to the therapist, go to the acupuncturist, go get yourself a massage, this is the time to do it, so that we can start to take a new route, and we can start to take a new flow moving into 2023. Okay. All right, Aries, this has been your December 2022 reading. Drop down in the comment section and let's talk about it. All right. I will see y'all next month.